this bloke is the health minister, and yes, I understand the joke, but what a smart ass that this bloke is, that he assumes that because he disagrees with the world leader and he disagrees with their politics, then somehow wishing poisoning upon that person is not just a decent thing to do, but it's something that you're so confident of that you can do during your own damn election campaign.
Stephen Miles is what I call a double flush. This guy is an embarrassment for Queensland. What I don't understand is that it's okay for the health minister to joke about someone having coronavirus, but it's not okay for a daughter to go to her dad's funeral. It's not okay for someone who has gone through brain surgery to get an exemption. So we've got these classic double standards here with Stephen Miles, that he'll joke around with the student politician that he is. He's got this political gravitas of a pumpkin, but what he's got to realise, he is the health minister and the deputy premier of a state. He holds a position of responsibility, and we all, love a good joke, but hang on, mate. Make some consistent decisions based on common sense rather than engaging in Twitter wars. This guy is there are more mature people in sandpits at a local kindergarten than you see with Stephen Miles. I'm just embarrassed for him, actually.
The one, I've got to say, of all of the different things that have happened or not happened, the one thing that I am most surprised he hasn't done, which is, because, James McGrath, he's incredibly capable of doing this, which is to pick up a phone and call into a television station as he would have done at any other time to respond to whatever else was going on, either to reset the narrative, to change the narrative, to underline the narrative. Now, again, right, I believe that all the indications are that he can dip in and out of this, be on the campaign trail and win the election. All right, that's genuinely my belief. But again, it's also okay if he goes on and says, look, this happened on Saturday, I felt crook here, I don't believe that loses him the election, put simply.
No, it doesn't. But what we're seeing here at the moment, there is a crisis, a small c crisis, but there's a failure of crisis management going on here at the moment. And I think everybody on this program tonight has been involved at some crisis in their lives, and you understand how you try and deal with it, and that's get the facts, get them out there once you've agreed the facts, essentially. And that's not happened, which has allowed some doubt to come in. And I think Trump, who is a master communicator at cutting through, getting through that fake media and getting out there the fake news and getting his story out there. He is, missing a beat a bit at the moment. But just because he's out of action for a day or two does not mean he's out of action for the election campaign. And it's dangerous for the Democrats and his opponents to be seen to be playing politics with the health of the president. Because what you'll see with Americans is they'll want to rally around their commander-in-chief if their commander-in-chief is ill or sick. So I think probably Trump is being let down a bit by those around him, and we do need him to pick up that phone or get back on the Twitter machine and send some of his classic Trumpisms out there to remind his people that he's in charge.
James, I've only got a couple of seconds here, but the hard head, the politics in you, forget what you want. Did this make things more or less likely for Trump to win?
I don't think it's going to have the impact that everybody thinks it's going to have. I think he might get a bit of sympathy out of this, but the real danger, as Michael pointed out, is Biden. If Biden stuffs up the messaging here, because there is going to be a rally around the flag moment, Biden, as Stephen said, I think got that messaging right in that clip, but he can't pull off his ads. Biden, if running the campaign, Biden gets up, he's got to say, yeah, I wish the president well. He's got to let those ads still go because he's got to win this race. Like, there's less than a month in it. What would Trump do? Trump would go after Biden.
Yeah, the LNP. We read today that there's a chance that what they are planning to do in Jackie Trad's seat, which is put the Greens above Labor, might be repeated in other seats. Please tell me that's not true.
Well, the state executive will make the decision about where our preferences go, but we're pretty clear that the coming election, the choice is between Deb Frecklington or Palaszczuk, and we're telling people to vote one for the LNP. It's very rare for our preferences to be distributed. We're not doing a deal with the Greens. Labor will do a deal with the Greens. We're not doing a deal with any political party. We're saying vote one for the
Don't let
LNP.
him get away with that.
Yes.
That is just
Oh no,
terrible.
hang on. I'm not
Come on,
going to
Stephen.
take lessons
He
or
knows
lectures
exactly-
from a
he's a
Labor
serious
Party,
political
operative from Victoria.
You
The
are
best
a
way to get
serious
Queensland back
political
on
operator,
track
James.
is
Just
to
tell
make
the
sure
truth.
vote one for the LNP,
Tell
and
the
we raise
truth.
our primary vote. We throw out this Labor government who've been in
Tell
power for
the
25
truth.
out of the last 30 years. We're not doing deals with anyone. You vote one LNP, you get
Tell
Deb Frecklington as
the
Premier,
truth.
and if you don't vote for Deb Frecklington, you're going to end up with Palaszczuk and a smorgasbord of other people, of these union thugs in power. That's the choice that Queenslanders face in less than
Just
4 weeks'
tell the
time.
truth, James.
Finally, Senator, what are you keeping an eye on the next 24 hours about whether things get better or worse?
Oh, it's a bit of a unity ticket here. I think the President needs to either call into a program, send a few tweets, but his Chief of Staff, someone needs to come out and say, this is the situation, this is what's happened. He's still in charge, but he's just resting for the next 5 days, 10 days, whatever it is, to help calm the horses, but also show, more importantly, that he's still in charge.